Boxberger ready. And the pitch on the way. Fly ball right field, hit pretty well. Got a chance. Back at Souza. He's at the wall. And in deep in the corner. Makes the catch. And the game is over as Tampa Bay hangs on to win it 2-1. Souza sprints in from deep in the right field corner. And for a fleeting moment, Joe, it looked like it might carry the day.
Anticlimactic game. Jays lose 2-1 to the Rays last night. The home opener, over 50,000 people saw R.A. Dickey walk a couple in, but that's what you get with the knuckler. Joining us on the telephone, a man that has called that game and thousands of others, our friend and yours, Mr. Jerry Howard. Hey, man, how are you?
Good morning, Dean. George, very good, thank you.
Exciting time last night, huh?
Well, it really was. Openers are special, and the Blue Jays spoiled 2 of them on the road in New York and Baltimore. And yesterday, I thought R.A. Dickey pitched very well. When you go 6 innings and allow 2 runs and 3 hits, those are games you usually win. But sometimes you don't lose, the other team wins. I thought Jake Odorizzi and Tampa Bay, when you hold the Blue Jays lineup to 2 hits, they earned that.
How does Russ Martin look behind the plate catching that knuckleball, Jerry?
He looks much better than I ever anticipated. He looks smooth back there. He looks confident. He called a great game. Now, Dickey in his first start with Russ behind the plate, 6 in the 3rd innings, had allowed a run on 4 hits in New York. Yesterday, 6 innings, 2 runs, 3 hits. That's a lot to do with the catcher. And even though it didn't look good walking 3 in a row in the last 2 of the bases loaded for the Rays, only 2 runs, R.A. and Russ, they've made a very good team behind the plate and out on the mound.
Yesterday, a hard time getting their bats on the ball. I know you got to give credit where credit's due to Odorizzi, but it's not something I don't think we're going to see this very much. Specifically after watching the first 2 series, this is the best 3 through 5 that you've seen.
Yes, they're so strong. Jose Bautista, Edwin, of course, and Josh Donaldson. And time is going to be in their favor. It's a little bit tough in the very beginning here where pitchers are probably a little bit ahead. Hitters are trying to find their timing. And especially at the Rogers Center, Dean, I think when you look at Bautista, Encarnacion, Donaldson, there'll be a lot of run production from those 3. Now, it didn't happen yesterday, but look what they did. They walked Bautista 3 times. The other time he lined out to 3rd. Well, that's smart baseball, too. And then it's up to Edwin to pick him up, and he didn't have a base hit, and he walked once. And then Donaldson went 0 for 4, hit the ball hard a couple of times, almost tied it up there at the end.
Yeah.
They're not going to give Jose a lot to hit because he's probably the best of the 3.
Jerry, do you like Pompey hitting second?
Not particularly right now, but I know John Gibbons is looking around. You start with Russell Martin, and it was tough for him. It's tough for him to catch everybody. That's a lot in and of itself. Pompey's a kid who was in Double-A last year and did have a few games with the Blue Jays. That's a tough position. I'll tell you who might end up there, and he's been one of the best hitters we've seen from day 1 in spring training, Devin Travis. And he hit the ball to right field yesterday, a line drive that brought in Pilar's double for the Blue Jays' only run. And I like the way he handles the bat, and I think overall you might see him move up in there.
Yeah, you know, it's something to be said about that guy. He's done nothing but impress us on the field. He turned a couple of great double plays in New York and Baltimore, and he's consistent on the field, and he's consistent with his bat as well, and he was again last night.
He is, and what you like about him, he's a fierce competitor, but he has fun. He knows how to do both. And when I say that, a lot of kids are very intense, but they're tense. Well, Devin has a nice way of being intense, but relaxed. And he's such a cheerful person. He'll go out of his way to come over, shake your hand, how you doing, Jerry, or Dean, or George, doesn't matter. And when you can put that together, where you take a business like this, and this is a business at this level, and you can play and still enjoy it, and he's only 24, you got yourself a player.
When it comes to what you see down the road, and you've watched 30-odd years of Blue Jays teams, the youth, and obviously, as young as this team is, are you concerned at all, or are you growing increasingly confident with the youth on this team mixed with the veterans and the experience on this team going forward?
Well, I think overall you have to be a little bit concerned with the number of rookies. Now, Tampa Bay has 7, the Blue Jays have 6, and that doesn't include Cole Hines, the left hand in the pen, and Kevin Pillar. So let's call it 8 for good measure. A lot of times, those kids have never played 162 games or even close to it. So regardless of their performance, that's tough to play every day, get 2 or 3 off days every month, go out there and do that at 24 or 21 or 22. Like tonight, Daniel Norris is 21, Sanchez is 22. Those are pitchers you're relying on. So I think there's some concern about how are they going to maintain themselves and be consistent throughout the course of 6 months? You got the two 20-year-olds that haven't even talked about, Osuna and Castro. So I do think there is some level of concern. You look at it, you hope it bodes well, you hope the veterans are there to help out too, but that is not, I won't say alarmingly high number of young players, but it's pretty high.
Jerry, has Pilar done enough to keep his job in left, or once Saunders is good to go, he'll be in left field?
Well, I think Kevin's done a great job. He's been a standout just like Devin Travis has. But I think when you acquire someone like Michael Saunders, who has major league experience well beyond Kevin and most of the other players we're talking about here regarding youth, he has to be in there. And then Pilar becomes an outstanding fourth outfielder because, you remember, he can play center field too. So I think the idea was get Michael back, put him in left field every day, and now you have Pilar to complement Pompey and Bautista, work them around, have maybe Jose DH a little bit, get him off that turf too, the new turf, and make it a little easier for him. John Gibbons has to find a way to rest his players, his veterans. But I think overall Saunders will be a great addition, and so will Pilar in that role.
Mm-hmm. Jerry, do you think this quote-unquote slower turf might play a role in the Blue Jays season somewhere down the line? And did it look slower to you?
Well, it's definitely slower. In fact, I was kidding Luis Rivera and DeMarlo Hale. They were trying to hit fungos, and they put everything they had into it. These coaches get a little older, you know, they were former players in Goodland, but they were muscling up and trying to get that ball out to second, and balls are dying in the gaps and in batting practice. It'll be an interesting year with the turf, and as they roll it up for other events, it'll start to flatten out a little bit and probably become not as slow, but I think it's something that will probably be looked at, and the players will have to give you a feel about the seams and everything else. And it's not the ideal situation, but it's better than what the old turf was, and I think within time the players will adapt to it. How it's going to affect them, I don't think it will be as effective as the Blue Jays having to hit and win games with their offense. They're hitting home runs rather than the turf, which might be an ally for someone like shortstop Jose Reyes and the young rookie at second base, where it slows the ball down, gives them more opportunities to make plays.
Jerry Howarth, play-by-play voice, Sports 590 fan of your Toronto Blue Jays. Really appreciate you doing this, and congratulations to the family, too, on the wedding.